Hey, bang on time. Good afternoon, Facebook land. Just thought I'd come on and do a quick Facebook Live. I don't think Warren's going to be joining us today. He was going to try, but I think he's out with his family at the moment and stuck with someone. It's very, very noisy, so I don't think he's going to come on. But he did say he would try. But okay, so yeah, basically, let's talk about the health angle. Now, the health angle guides, educates, supports, and teaches wellness and fitness awareness from a sporting perspective. However, today's going to be slightly different. Although everything, as you know, everything is linked. Okay, so today's sort of headline or what it's about is your amazing hero within. So, unless you're really silly, you'll know it's about you. Okay, so but let's get going. So what makes a person run a marathon? Apart from madness. What inspires a person to build a business? You know, what is the spark? Could it be they want to achieve something? Could it be they want to win? Could it be that it's about abundance and wealth and money? Okay, could it be about helping people? Or could it be the spirit of entrepreneurship? I still think madness is a good one. But who really knows? The only person that will know is the individual. Now, obviously, when we talk about achieving this, hi, Stacey. When we're talking about achieving, it could be anything at all. So we know this is the health angle. We know this is about sport. So normally you're thinking about going for a run or doing some stretching or find out maybe something that we can eat and make us healthier. But this is about you, and it's about this up here. Okay, as you say, health, fitness, wealth, they're all linked. And what's the thing that links them? It's the brain and your mindset. Okay, and you've got to be healthy to function properly. Hi, Mukesh, how are you? Good to see you on here. Okay, so there are lots of amazing people in this world, and a lot of them are inspirational. They inspire you. Now, let me know on here the type of people that inspire you. Okay, for me, my main focus is on sports. People like Michael Phelps, Lewis Hamilton, although he's gone down in my estimation a little bit recently. As I say, people like Carl Lewis, Linford Christie, depending on what side of the pond you come from. You know, I love watching great sports people and teams. Okay. Also people in business, you know, and motivation, self-development, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. But the ones that really inspire me recently over the last few years are the military, people that put their life on the line. I mean, what I call the real heroes. Okay. And obviously people in care, the NHS, and the equivalent in the USA and other places around the world, and police. Okay, I know there's been a lot of stuff in the USA about the police, but they inspire me if they're good. Okay, and ambulance drivers, you know, people that are on the front line. However, how about you? How do you view yourself? You know, are you inspirational to someone? Okay, what can you do with your life and in the future? If you were looking at you, how would you describe yourself? Okay, because it's very, very important. And go back to the headline, your amazing hero within. So everybody can be their own hero or their son's hero or whatever. Okay, it's not just about the people in the news. Okay, now, as I say, I want to talk about this other hero, you. And you're probably saying to yourself, what, me? What have I done? And yes, I do mean you, because, you know, sometimes we have a lot of unsung heroes. And, you know, you could be bringing up a family. You could be looking after your child. In the case of Stacey, it's the number one there. She's got a son, and she obviously does a fantastic job with her son. Now, you know, so are you a hero? Not Stacey. I know you're a hero, Stacey, but I'm just saying, individually, for everyone listening, do you consider yourself a hero in any way? And you haven't got to be fighting in the trenches. You know, it's about caring for people. It's about helping people and doing the very best you can. You know, it's about not only about sorting your body out, but it's also about sorting your brain out, because you affect other people. Okay, so if there's some of you here that don't think you're worthy, let me start off by doing this. Okay. Okay, there you are. You're standing there, and you're let's say you're in a bar or a public house or somewhere where you're meeting people, and someone said to you, okay, my friend is, or someone in my family has got something wrong with them, and they need a left arm, let's say. Would you sell your left arm for £1 million? In fact, would you sell any part of your body for £1 million, such as your legs, your arms, your eyes, okay, your hearing, your brain? No, of course you wouldn't. Why? Because they're priceless, okay? And they're priceless on everyone. So straight away, I can think straight away there was 10 million there. 10 million. So everyone's worth at least 10 million. I mean, but you're priceless. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we don't think we amount to much. Well, in fact, we actually do. Okay. Now, I know this is the health angle, and I know it's to do with sport. So you can attach sport to it. You know, can I go out? I've never run before. Can I go out and run a mile? Well, of course you can. The only thing stopping you is practice and desire and a little bit of courage. Okay, that's the only thing stopping you. You can be your own hero, and this is what today's all about. So if you are so amazing, then why don't you believe it in you? Why don't you believe it? Because I can guarantee you, most people don't. They don't believe it very much, actually. But the biggest thing they don't believe in is themselves. So why attack yourself on a regular basis? You know, we're talking about health here, but the worst thing you can do is the monkey chatter. Okay, the really negative input of stuff that you give it. Forget everything else you're watching on television and the news and things like that. So why attack yourself on a regular basis? You know, how do you see yourself? What's your self-image like? How do you think others see you? That's important as well. You know, how do you think? Okay, so sorry, let me say I've already said that. So I think that most people are held down by themselves and what they say to themselves, what they think about themselves. We actually create our own spider's web of our own making that holds us back, you know, and it's very, very important that you get that spider's web and drag it down, you know. So I personally think that everyone, but I'm talking about you here, okay, you are capable of so much more. Why do I know that? Go back to the 10 million. You know, if you won't sell your body for that amount of money, then you're worthy before you even start. You're capable of thought. Okay, you're incapable of changing your mind. You know, you're capable of bringing a child up. Okay, you are the magic, or at least you can be the magic. If you don't believe so, you have so much talent and ability, and deep down, I think you know it. Although a lot of times we bury it, and that is one of the biggest problems that we have. Now, what has this got to do with healthierlife.tv? Well, healthy thinking rules, okay, as well as obviously eating the right things, but healthy thinking rules. And a lot of the time, we're not thinking healthy thoughts. The Americans have got a saying, say, garbage in, garbage out. Okay, and it's quite right, isn't it? If you throw rubbish in, if you watch the news every day, you know, that is what's going to shape you. Now, I don't watch the news. I hate it. It's all negative. It's very rare that they have anything positive on there. So, okay. Now, think of children. Think about when you was a child. What did you want to be? Can you remember? Can you remember back that far? I can just about. But what did I want to be? No, I can tell you what I wanted to be. I wanted to be either join the police or join the army. Okay, they were the two choices I had, and I did. I joined the police, and obviously I was in it so long that I couldn't join the army because it just didn't. You couldn't do both. So think about you as a child, though. What did you want to do? You know, when you were young, you were indestructible. You were uninfluenced. You were starry-eyed. You were determined. You knew what you wanted to do. Now, whether it lasted long or not is another thing. But what do people want to do? Some people want to become a doctor or a nurse. Okay, I think we all played that as kids. But I mean, just generally, you know, jet fighter pilot. Okay, then you know you've seen a few war films. You think you want to be a hero. An astronaut, maybe Superman. What about Wonder Woman? Okay, because women are the same as men. They've got just as much ambition. Okay, and when we were young, we had lots of imagination. But what happened? Well, it gets beaten down. It ekes away from you because you know life gets at you, or at least you allow life to get at you. Okay, and it robs you, it batters you, and unfortunately, you know what happens. You end up, you know, doing some things maybe that you didn't really want to do. Okay, you're earning money, but maybe you're not earning enough. You know, maybe you become uninspired. I don't know, but again, it's all down to mindset. Okay, so let me ask you a question, and you answer this. Please don't tell me because I don't want to know. Is how old are you now, today? All right, and I'll ask you another question. How old is your thinking? Because you know there are some people aged 25 plus who died when they hit 25, mentally and physically. All right, but not actually in a grave, but you know they're well on their way, mindset wise. What about you? Okay, well, I can hear you saying, well, you know, everything went wrong for me. Everything went against me. Really? Don't you think you can change it around? I think you can. You know, every day is a new day, and it's as simple as that. Now, I've got a quote here, and I wrote these quotes down, but now whether they're relevant or not, I don't know, but I'm going to read them out anyway. This is quote number 1. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. And that was from Martin Luther King Jr. So I thought that was a great one. Whether it has any relevance, I can't say. But look, you know, you are your own amazing hero within yourself. All right. You are capable of so much more than you're doing now. I know we all get in ruts, and it's very hard to scramble up the sides of the grave that's been dug. I think a lot of the times it's we tend to get in a rut, but it's something that we've actually caused ourselves. So, okay, here's a question you may be asking: what do I need to do? It's a good question, yeah, and there are some things you can do to make things better. Okay, one thing you've got to change your mindset, and you've got to change that to thinking that you can do so much better. All right. First of all, you need to commit to you. All right. That's the first basic thing that you need to do, because if you can't commit to yourself, you can't commit to anyone else, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. The second thing is being accountable to you, which means looking in the mirror and having that straight, honest conversation with you. Okay. If you can't have that honest conversation with yourself, it's going to be very hard for you to have an honest conversation with anyone else. As I mentioned before, stop the monkey chatter. This is the 10,000 things that are going on in your brain that are worrying, and most of them are negative. Okay. You know, think of, as I say, I've said it before, think of a glass of clear water and drop just the merest little bit of ink into it, and it clouds it all. So let's say, for argument's sake, it takes 20 to 25 good things to be able just to even it out against a bad thing. Okay, that's what we're talking about. You're battered all day long with crap. Okay, whether it's reading a newspaper, it could be some friends, it could be people you hang around with. Who knows? So stop the monkey chatter. Change the channel. All right, it's poisonous. A lot of it. It's toxic conversations, gossip. You know, these are all types of things that have got to go. Basically, all right. Build some beliefs in yourself. Improve your self-image and your attitude. You see it all the time, especially with youngsters these days. The attitude that comes across. You're going nowhere in life. People won't employ you. They won't want to have anything to do with you because of your attitude. You know, so work on it. That's my suggestion. Get around the right people. You know, people that inspire you, people that uplift you. Don't hang, you know, I remember, as I say, as a youngster, being in the Enfield Town Park, playing the hop from school. Shouldn't have been, of course, but I was. I was with about half a dozen others, and they all were smoking. It was a big thing. It was in the 60s when I was at school. But, you know, they were smoking, and I tried. I didn't take it down. You know, I couldn't take it down. And I was just in sports. I was an athlete then and a footballer. And I just said, I'm not going to smoke these anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And lo and behold, I didn't ever again. Okay, and I became a good footballer, a good sports, an athlete, and I never hung around people who smoked very much at all. Okay, but yeah, and it's important. It's important being around the right people, so it rubs off on you. If you're around an athlete, that type of thing's going to rub off on you. If you're around a smoker, it's going to be on you, isn't it? You know, I'm not knocking smokers, by the way. I'm just saying from my personal point of view, you know. Know that motivation is an inside job. You know, if you want to be fit, you personally have to go and find out how to do it, or speak to someone like me. But what I'm saying is, it has to be inside. You've got to have the desire to want to be healthier, to give up smoking, to go and run a mile, whatever it is. Go and become a successful business person. You know, it's inside. The other thing is you can improve yourself as well. You know, there's courses you can do, there's books you can read, there's audios you can listen to, there's videos you can watch. You know, and you know, stay away from the news and media. That's another thing as well. So again, very, very important. Okay. So here's my second quote. I saw these when I was doing my sort of research. I didn't write anything down from the research apart from these three quotes. The purpose of life is not to be happy. I'll talk about that in a minute. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have it make some difference, that you have lived and lived well. From Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now, it's funny that all these are Americans that I'm quoting from, but I didn't particularly like the first bit on that quote. The purpose of life is not to be happy. I disagree. Okay, I think it is part of that. You do want to be happy. All right. So, okay. Now, become the person that you had the high hopes of becoming. We all do that. We all come down, or most people come down in what they want to achieve. And in the end, we just get by a lot of the time. But you need to get in action now. Okay, please don't leave it. Don't get to the end of your life and say, if only. That's the worst thing you can say to yourself. Okay, there are no excuses here. You've got to face that person in the mirror, not me. You know, maybe not your children, maybe not your mum, you know, or whatever. You have to face you. Okay, and explain to yourself why you didn't do it, because at the end of the day, they are just excuses 99% of the time. Okay, if you're struggling or you think you may struggle, give me a call. Okay, and I'll talk you through things. I'll help you in any way I can. Okay, now you need to be healthy. You need to have a healthy mindset. That's what the link is with this. especially if you're going to train for a marathon. Okay, there's no easy way of doing it. There's no shortcuts. Okay.
Sorry.
You can.
Sorry.
Sorry. Hey, sorry. That's okay. I'm just.
Sorry.
That's right. Just say it. You can say hello, Martina.
Sorry, I didn't expect you to do a conference call then.
That's nice. No problem. So I mean, you can do almost anything you want. All you have to do is start dreaming again. Really start thinking on the right lines. The way you do that is by learning to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. So my third quote, and I'll give you now, is from Abraham Lincoln, and that is, if you look for the bad in people expecting to find it, you surely will. So change that up a little bit and say, if you look for the unhealthy in people expecting to find it, you surely will. All right. So look, bottom line is, get out there and do something. Okay. Don't just definitely threw me out. I did. But yeah, so basically that's it really. You can be your own amazing hero within, and that's what this is all about. So good luck. I wish you all the success you're willing to work towards, regardless of what it is you're going to do. But to say, if you need any help, give me a shout. Anyway, have a great day. If you found this useful, please share it, comment, show the bit of love here, and I'll speak to you soon.